Welcome back. Last class we discussed Gauss law and its application. We discussed first application, that is electric field intensity due to an infinite long straight line conductor. Now we will discuss the electric field intensity due to infinity long thin plane sheet in the sense normal paper. Okay, now consider a sheet which has a positive charge. So consider a paper on which full area is covered with positive charge. Then the charge on the sheet is calculated as surface charge density is called sigma. There is a sigma symbol is denoted there. So sigma denotes that surface charge density. That means surface charge density is nothing but sigma is equal to q by a. In previous class we discussed linear charge density, that is lambda is equal to q by l. Charge per unit length is called linear charge density. Charge per unit area is called surface charge density. Okay, so consider this plane sheet has a surface charge density sigma, and I'm going to consider a small area on either sides of the sheet. See that it is a three-dimensional diagram of the considered area. Simply if you draw a circle on a sheet, you can draw the circle on either sides on the sheet, correct? So that is what they elongated and drawn denoted in this diagram, and its radius is r and its length is assumed to be l, and the area which we consider is parallel and uniformly spaced between both the sides. The next, the area which we consider on the sheet is A. This A and electric fields are acting in the same direction. Since it is a positive charge, the direction of the electric field and the direction of the area will be same. That means theta becomes 0. Then consider three surfaces on this area, that is on either sides, A and B, point A and B. Another one is on point C. Now from Gauss law, we studied Gauss law. The flux is nothing but flux is equal to integration over E ds, E vector dot ds, or E ds cos theta, which is equal to q by epsilon naught. That is what we studied in Gauss law. What is the flux through this infinity long thin sheet that we need to calculate? Here I consider three surfaces on the sheet, that is A, B, C. Let us calculate the flux through A, B, C. The flux through A is integration over E vector dot ds vector plus integration over B, surface on the surface B, E vector dot ds vector, plus integration over surface C, E vector dot ds vector. See, it is a dot product, dot product can be written in terms of cos theta that we studied last class. That is E dot ds is equal to what? E ds cos theta. That is what I told you in last class. So this integration can be further written, the integration A or integration over a surface A is equal to E ds cos theta, where the theta is equal to 0. On the surface A, the theta is equal to 0 here. Similarly on B, theta is equal to 0. But on C, the theta is equal to 90 degrees. See that on C, electric field and the area vectors are perpendicular to each other. But on A and B, the area vector and electric field vectors are parallel to each other, so that the theta is equal to 0 on A and B. So the on B, surface B, the integration value is E ds cos 0 degree. On surface C, the integration value is E ds cos 90 degree. What is the value of cos 90 degree? Cos 90 degree equal to 0. That means this integration becomes 0. But this integration, cos 0 is there. Cos 0, what is the value of cos 0? Cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So this cos 0 alone becomes 1. So there is a part E ds in this integration, let it be. Similarly here also. So this term will become 2 times, because there is a addition symbol between the two integration. So when you add these two integration, it will become 2e ds. Okay, integration over 2e ds. So this integration is valid only for the surface ds. So the 2 and e will comes after the comes out of the integration, and you will get integration over ds. What is ds? It is a small surface. When you integrate the small surface, you will get a total area. It's a sheet, you know. So in the area for the sheet is pi r square. Formula to calculate area of the sheet is pi r square. So the integration value will become 2e pi r square. That means the flux through flux due to the plane sheet will be 2e pi r square. That is a flux due to the plane sheet. The next, Q by epsilon r, that is a Gauss law. We know that Gauss law, we need to calculate the charge on a sheet. So how will you calculate the charge on a sheet? That is called surface charge density. So what's the formula I told you for surface charge density? Sigma is equal to Q by A. Then what's the formula for area of the sheet? I told you pi r square. That is sigma is equal to Q divided by pi r square. Then what is the value of Q? Q is equal to, cross multiply, sigma pi r square. Correct? Take this value, Q value, and substitute in Q by epsilon naught. That means take this value and substitute in Q. So you will get sigma pi r square divided by epsilon naught. So that is the value from Gauss law. The next, where sigma is called as surface charge density, as I told you earlier. Therefore, let us equate these two. In a previous slide, we derived that, we equated that integration over a closed surface into E vector dot ds vector is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Now we know the value of Q by epsilon naught, that is sigma pi r square by epsilon naught. The integration over a closed surface E vector dot ds vector, that we calculated as 2e pi r square. So let me substitute the known values and equate the terms. You will get, in this term here, pi r square and pi r square gets cancelled. Pi r square and pi r square gets cancelled. Then I have to calculate the electric field, correct? That is E. Take the 2 on other side. So it is on multiplication. When it comes on other side, it becomes division. So sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught, correct? So this is the electric field due to a plane sheet. That is the electric field intensity due to a plane sheet. The next, it can be written in a vector form, that is E vector is equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught I cap. Since it is in x axis, we calculated in I cap. If it is in y axis, we will calculate it in j cap. Okay. So it is another 3 mark question. The direction of the electric field intensity is normal to the plane and away from the positive charge distribution. For negative charge distribution, it will be towards the plane. See, the direction of this electric field, if it is a positive, it will be radially outward. If the sheet contain negative charge, then the direction of the electric field will be radially inward. Then the electric field intensity is independent of the size of the Gaussian surface constructed. It is neither depends on the distance of the point of the consideration nor the radius of the cylindrical surface. Okay. If the plane sheet is thick, then the charge distribution will be available on both the sides. So the charge enclosed within the Gaussian surface will be twice as before. Therefore, the field will be twice. Therefore, E will become sigma by epsilon naught. See here, we calculated that the sigma value as we calculated the electric field value as sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. But if the sheet is very thick, then the electric field intensity will be twice the previous value. That means you have to multiply this value by 2. This 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Then the electric field inside the sheet, or electric field between the sheet, thick sheet, will be sigma by epsilon naught. Then up to that the second application is over. Next application of Gauss law is two parallel infinity long sheet. Previously we considered a single sheet. Now we are going to consider two parallel infinity plane sheet. That means two sheets are considered. So the two sheets are having the same, there are some special cases, either one sheet have a positive charge or another sheet will have a negative charge, or both the sheets will have a positive charge. Next, first sheet will have higher surface charge density and then another one is lesser surface charge density. In first case we consider the first surface has, that means this surface has higher charge density, sigma 1 is more, that means the charge accumulated on this sheet will be more. On this sheet the charge will be very less. If you look at the diagram you will understand, here more positives are there but here less positive charges are there. That means it has very less surface charge density. Now electric field due to the first sheet is drawn like this. Since it is a positive charge, the electric field will be radially outward, so that it goes outward. See that? Radially it goes outward. In this side it is a radially outward, on another side this is a radially outward. That is the direction is denoted here for first single sheet. The next sheet I am going to consider, that is also positive, then the direction of the electric field is drawn. On this side the electric field will be acting in this direction, and another side the electric field will be acting in this direction. So this diagram is drawn like this. Okay. Now this two sheets has three region. It is a first region, it's a second region, it's a third region. So there are three region between the two sheets. Then first region, look at the first region, electric field E1 and electric field E2 are acting in the same direction, both are in same direction. But in region 2, electric field E1 acts in this direction, but electric field E2 acts in this direction. That means they are acting radially opposite to each other. Then the third region, electric field E1 acts in this direction and electric field E2 acts in same direction. That means here the electric field intensity will be added together, here also it will be added together, but here it is subtracted because they are acting opposite to each other. Okay. Now we will calculate that. First region, the electric field, total electric field intensity will be E1 plus E2. That means E1 value already we calculated, sigma 1 divided by 2 epsilon naught. So let me substitute here, E1 equal to sigma 1 divided by 2 epsilon naught. Then E2 will be sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. When you add that, denominator are same, so base will be added, that is numerator will be added, sigma 1 plus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught in first region. And second region, they will be opposite to each other, so that they cancel each other, that means minus. The total electric field will be E1 minus E2, so the equation will become sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. Third case is same as the first case, that is the electric field outside the plates will be same on either sides, but inside the plate they will be different. That is what the main concept of this application. It is used in a capacitor. This application we are going to use as a capacitor. Capacitor in the sense which we use in a normal ceiling fan. There is a capacitor. It consists of two sheets only. The same way the capacitors are used in circuit boards. It is also made up of two plane sheets. So that means the electric fields are different in outside the region and inside the region. That is the main thing. Then second case, the first sheet has a positive charge and surface charge density sigma 1, and second sheet has a charge, negative charge, and has a surface charge density sigma 2. So consider it's a first sheet has a surface charge density sigma 1, totally positive charges, and there is a direction of the electric fields are radially outward, that was denoted in this diagram. The next sheet has a negative charge of surface charge density sigma 2, and the direction of the electric field, since it is a negative charge, it will be acts towards the sheet, so the direction is denoted here. Likewise, there are three regions, so that region 1 and region 2 and region 3, there are three regions. In region 1 and region 2, sigma 1 will be greater than sigma 2, but region 2 it will be different. So let us calculate the first one. See that the direction of the electric field at the region 1, the direction of the electric field E1 and direction of the electric field E2 are opposite to each other, so they will be minus together. So there is a symbol sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. But inside the region, both the fields are at same direction, so they will be added together. That means E total electric field intensity is equal to E1 plus E2, that is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. The third case, the direction of the electric fields are radially opposite, so that it will be subtracted E1 minus E2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. This is the third case. And the third case, both are having same surface charge density but opposite charges. That means the charge, first surface has a charge, first sheet has a charge, positive charge, and second sheet has a negative charge, but they are having the same amount of charges on each sheet, so that the direction of the electric fields are denoted as the previous case. But in this case, the region 1 will have a zero electric field intensity, and surface region 3 will also have a zero electric field intensity, because they will be subtracted since they have same surface charge density. Sigma minus sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught, that is equal to 0. Here also sigma minus sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught is equal to 0, but in this case it will not be equal to 0. There is a value. So second region will be sigma 1 plus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. Here the value of surface charge density will be same, so you will write sigma plus sigma, that is 2 sigma equal to 2 sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. 2 gets cancelled, so you will get the electric field intensity will be sigma by epsilon naught inside the two opposite charged plane sheet. Then the third one is also 0, because they have same surface charge density, but they are acting opposite to each other. Okay, up to this the applications of Gauss law, second application is over, a third application is over. There is another application is called spherical shell, that we will discuss in next class. Thank you.